Out on the range today, and I want to give you guys a quick update on this little Girsan MC14T from our good friends at European American Armory. Now, there is a spoiler alert here. If you have not watched the first video we did with this little handgun, we had some intermittent issues with the slide not wanting to lock back on that last round with a couple of different types of ammo. I'm happy to report that with a little more time and a little more use on this handgun, that problem seems to have rectified itself. So that brings us to today's video, and I'm faced with a very difficult decision, and I'm going to need your help. So let's go. What's up, crew? It's Chris with CloverTac, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I want to start out by saying, with the little extension piece on the magazine floor plate with this MC14T, it really fits my hand really well. And the factory grips, they're not that bad. But like a lot of folks out there, one of the first things I like to change up usually on my handguns are the grips. I just prefer a little grippier style grip. And it just so happens that our good friends over at LOK Grips make some great G10 grips that will fit the Girsan MC14T. I have a couple of examples here today. I have what they call a camo style color pattern here, as well as a blue and black pattern. Now, just so we're clear here, changing the grips on a handgun in no way changes the function of said handgun. This thing is going to operate exactly like it was intended to from the factory. Now, as with a lot of grips that are out there, sometimes there's a little bit of fitting that's required. And I found on these particular grips, the two spots that you have to pay attention to are the hole for the grip screw and the area right around the safety. Now, it isn't a big job, and thankfully G10 style material is very easy to work with and very forgiving. Now let's remove these factory grips, and we're going to install one each of these different colored grip panels just to see what they look like and see what they feel like. And now we've got one each of these grip panels installed. I think they look absolutely phenomenal. As far as the feel, man, they really feel fantastic, but I expect nothing less from LOK Grips. They are 100% one of my go-tos when I start looking for grips. Having some really well-textured grips like this to me is important, because while it does aid in the overall handling of a handgun, that's especially true if your hands are wet or maybe you're sweaty. And right now, with 100+ degree heat here in Texas, there's no doubt my hands, they're going to be sweaty. Now that we've taken a look at these grips, it's time to go put some rounds down range. And for that, we're going to be using some MagTech FMJ ammo from our good friends at TruSpec Gun Club. What we're going to do is we're going to install the factory grips back on here. We'll fire some rounds with those first. Then we'll go ahead, we'll do the blue and black grips second. And then third, we'll finish up with the what they call the camo design grips. So some final thoughts on these grips from LOK Grips. First of all, the decision on whether or not to go with the blue and black or the camo, that's a tough one, really hard decision. So I would like your help. Jump down in the comments below and let me know of these two colors, which one is your favorite. As far as whether or not I'm going to keep the LOK grips on here as opposed to the factory grips, well, that's a no-brainer. These look great, they feel great, and again, not my first rodeo when it comes to LOK grips, so that was kind of foreshadowed. That was kind of expected. Speaking of that, if you want to check out some other videos here on the channel about LOK grips, well, I've got you some of those locked and loaded right here. As for this one, we're done. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And until next time, don't forget to chain fire freedom.